The continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliott Carson, Christopher Conley as Norman Harrington.
Weber is moving toward a confrontation that has been building for 17 years. A meeting with the girl accused of deliberately causing his brother's blindness. Although he has gone to considerable effort to pick the time and place, the reason is still a question mark.
Miss Howard?
Yes?
You don't remember me, do you?
Well,
You know, I thought it was you at the cider barrel this morning, but I wasn't sure. My name's Weber. Lee Weber. Stephen Court told me you were working here.
Yes, I started a few days ago.
Why'd you come back?
I had to.
Why?
Because I couldn't stop thinking about your brother.
I used to think about you. Wondered what happened to you, where you went.
I don't know quite what to say, Mr. Weber. I knew we'd have to meet again, but not like this, and not so soon.
You know, for a long time I was scared of what I might do if I ever saw you again.
Did you hate me that much?
When my brother came home from the hospital, his face was all cut up, black and blue. That wasn't so bad. After a while, it went away. The bandages around his eyes, they didn't. They stayed for months. After they took them off, his eyes had that funny look, like they were dead.
Must have been terrible.
Miss Howard? What do you want from us?
Want? I wish it were that simple.
Don't stir it up again.
I don't want to.
Then don't. You know, it took my brother a long time getting used to being blind, but he did. He's in college now. He's got a good future. You don't owe him anything. He let you off the hook a long time ago.
How could he? Waking up each morning to nothing.
Well, you don't know my brother. The way he looks at it, you were just a kid. You weren't responsible.
That doesn't change it.
Well, it should make it easier to live with. Why don't you try?
I am trying, in my way. But it's something I have to do. Can you understand that?
Then you're not going to let it rest.
I can't.
All right.
Mr. Weber, have you learned to live with it?
Have I learned to live with it? I've learned to live without it. I've learned to stop thinking about it. You want to know why? I used to think about taking you up on that sailor's bluff. Look down there, you. Do you see how far it is? And then you had to come back into town and rake it up all over again.
Hello. convention go? Did I win my bet?
Did you win your bet? Boy, I'll say you did. 2 hours of solid platitudes. I should get at least 3 inches of story out of it.
Did I not tell you this morning about the Honorable James Roger Wyndham? Uncle Matt didn't call him J.R. Windbags for nothing, you know.
Yeah, but the trip wasn't a total loss. While I was yawning my way back from White River, I came on a real old-fashioned farm auction. And while I was in such a self-indulgent mood, look what I picked up.
Oh. Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't it?
The Persis Howell. She's a whaler, isn't she?
Yes.
It's a shame they let her get in such bad condition.
Oh, it's not in such bad shape. Not after 50 years of dry dock and a dusty old attic. But the bowsprit needs a little adjustment. Mainmast is a little snappy. And the rigging needs adjustment, too.
Do you think you'll be able to fix it?
Well, I thought I'd give it to your grandfather to give him something to do with his evenings. Besides, he's much better at it than I am.
Where do you think she sailed from? The original, I mean.
Mystic? Nantucket, maybe? Gloucester.
Gloucester. To the men who went down to the sea in ships.
That's the Gloucester Sailor's Monument.
Mother took me there once when I was 10. I never forgot it. I cried.
You cried. It's down to the sea, not in the sea. Besides, there are worse ways for a man to meet his end. Like dying in the bed of respectable old age.
You wanted to go to sea once, didn't you, when you were young?
Why limit it?
You still want to go?
Oh, Allison. One of these days.
One of these days. That means never. Mother used to say that to me when I was little. She hated to say no. It's hard to think about never.
Our illusions go hard, Allison.
When you came in, I was writing a poem about that very thing.
May I see it? And that's rather bitter, isn't it?
Bittersweet.
Ah, hello, Rod.
Rodney.
I've been looking all over town for you.
Hello?
I'm not interrupting anything, am
No,
I?
no, we were just talking.
I was just reading something Allison had written.
Why, you're doing better than I am. She never lets me read any of it. Oh, I saw Rita and Norman on the street today, and they've invited us to their apartment for a sit-down dinner tonight.
A sit-down dinner? I guess that means we're not going to eat standing up, but...
Well, you'll find out when you get there. I'm going to pick you up at 7, all right? Well, it's nice seeing you, Mr. Carson. Back to work.
I wonder what will happen if I stay in Peyton Place.
Why should there be any question? You must love Rodney.
What if we don't get married? What then? Will I just get another year older and another year and another?
You once spoke about leaving Peyton Place.
When I finished my therapy, I was going to go. My mind was made up then.
Now?
No, I don't know. I want to go, and yet I don't. If I do go, it won't be because of you anymore. I'm afraid, in a way. Do you think I should go?
Oh, Allison, even if I were to advise you, would it make any difference?
When I say I'm afraid, it's not so much of what I'll find, but what I won't find. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know. Oh, Allison, we are so very much alike.
I thought you were in the library.
Oh, is Mr. Peyton still napping?
He's awake. He'll probably be resting most of the afternoon.
Oh?
Mr. Peyton's tired. He'll ring if he wants you.
Oh. Why did Mr. Wainwright come down from Boston last night?
He's Mr. Peyton's attorney.
So is Stephen.
The firm of Wainwright and Kennedy still handle Mr. Peyton's personal affairs.
Things that he doesn't want my husband to know about, is that it?
This doesn't concern you, Betty.
It concerns us very much. If Stephen's rights are being ignored...
What rights? Stephen has no rights. Aside from Mr. Peyton's generosity.
You're Stephen's mother and I'm his wife. We can speak openly.
You've been discussing this with Stephen.
Of course.
You shouldn't have married him for his imagined prospects.
I may not be the wife you would have chosen for your son. But you have to forget that.
I'm not very good at forgetting anything. You are sly. You are shrewd.
Do you think I married Stephen for his prospects? Is that what you think he means to me? Well, if you think that, then what can he possibly mean to you?
You don't know what Stephen means to me. I'm proud of him. I raised him well.
Below the stairs. Do you think he can forget that? Why was Mr. Peyton in such a hurry to write a new will?
You're asking me to betray a confidence?
I don't understand you. You're Stephen's mother.
Stop meddling, Betty, and stay away from this house. That's the best thing you can do for your husband.
I don't agree. And neither would Stephen.
Stephen can go far on his own talents. You are wrong to encourage him in this empty dream that can lead to nothing but trouble.
Trouble for whom? Mrs. Cord, whose side are you on?
A month ago, Rodney would only have had to snap his fingers and you would have come running.
You're changing the subject.
No, I'm not. When your only loyalty is to yourself, then it's always simple, isn't it?
Why is there such a problem with your loyalty? You make it hard. You make it hard on yourself, harder on Stephen. Why don't you tell him the truth?
What truth?
About his father, about this house.
You think you know things you don't know.
You've hurt Stephen enough with your lies.
Has it ever occurred to you that the truth could hurt him more?